Wagwan family. You look alright. No, I'm glad. I hope you are. I haven't seen you for a while. I just want to say, yeah, it's a mad thing. I'm saying I haven't seen you for a while. Literally, I haven't seen you at all. That's the bottom line of it. It's mad. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to myself. I'm in a professional studio. There's a guy hanging around doing all this technical stuff. And it's just me one. Literally, it's not easy. And you're like, Matt, she's doing a podcast. Oh my God, she said this and she said that. I can do it. I can do that. Oh, come on then. Beg, come, any one of you, come and sit here, talk to these mad ass cameras, watch this mad ass man walking around with these mad lights and all the rest of it, and see if you can sit down here, keep a focus, yeah, keep on track to what you're dealing with, and see if you can do it. It's not easy. Like, during the week, I think my mind is focused on what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to wear, how I'm going to approach the situation, what time, what day. My mind focused all week on that. And it's not easy, I'm telling you now. And sometimes I think, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? What is this topic going to be about? But I hear what? I think we've got footage for years. I've got so much to say, so many life experiences from such a full-packed life of full-packed stuff. We've all got the same 24 hours. We speak about this all the time. It's what you do with it, yeah? Up to you. Brilliant. Today, I want to talk about where we are with the sessions that we do. How you guys are getting on with your mental health. Is it good mental health or is it bad mental health? If it's bad, make it good. If it's good, make it better. Yeah, I hope you're exercising, like we speak about. At least making sure that you're mobilising your body so that you can do your housework. Yeah, you're out there. You're not in the food banks. You're cooking. Yeah, you're being creative with your flour and your water. Yeah, and getting stuff sorted out, little salt, for little flavour. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you are. Yeah, we're getting on with it. Today, you know what we're going to talk about? Really, really interesting. We're going to talk about relationships. I'm not going to slag men off because I think I touched on it last week. I don't hate men. I've never been a man hater. I've never had any reason to be one of those women. I hate men. All men are the same. Very rare. Because I know you guys, you're not. No one's really recognising that. Yes, you have traits. Yes, as women, we have traits. But as individuals and as people, because we've all had different journeys, different upbringings, etc., I appreciate you guys. I've never been a man hater. And I won't be a man hater because how am I going to be happy? I want to be a housewife, Dread. I know it's a bit late for the housewife thing. Well, not a bit late for it, but I'm not even a bit old. I want to be a housewife. Let's just leave it there. So I need a husband, innit? Straight. So, guess what? I turned on my radio in my car on Saturday morning, hear what they're talking about, childcare. How the government are going to offer more provisions for childcare and what we're going to do about it. And we need more women in the workplace. Dread, we spoke about this last week. We need more women staying at home, looking after our youths and growing them to be decent humans so they can contribute to this society that we're living in. Yeah? The woman said, an English woman, come on, she said she thinks it's really important for childcare in between the ages of 0 to 3. 0 to 3 years old, you know. So 0 come out of womb to 3. She thinks that government should provide education for that child. This woman, her career is really important. She is the breadwinner and she earns a lot of money. This is where we're going with this. So what about your husband? Can't he stay at home? Oh no, of course he can't because you've got your big mortgage to pay. This is British people, you know. English white British people that have been educated and have money. Much less us. So this is what they're dealing with because that's what they deal with. And you lot are following them. We spoke about it. We spoke about it first. It was in the news afterwards because that's how important it is. They wanted to know what we're going to do about childcare. Care for your child. You know how much that costs? 0. It's free. Yeah? Nobody's got to pay your childcare costs then. People talking about their childcare costs are more than their mortgage. That's how much they want to go work. That's how much they want to leave their picnic. Don't follow them. It's a trap. They will get away with it. They have white privilege. We don't get away with it. Good. Are you understanding? When our children grow up, they're growing up like they're Lego beasts and their mum went to work and nobody looked after them. When their children grow up, they're growing up like, oh, we had an au pair. Yeah, she lived in a lived-in nanny. We have them little privilege there, brethren. Good. I hope we're understanding. I hope we're understanding the relevance of the conversations that we have here. I hope we're understanding the importance of the youth, yeah? And how if they don't grow right, if they don't have the foundation, then when they get older, we still have nothing. We still have nothing to work with. You done gone bad already. Give your youth a chance. I beg. Good. Yeah, relationships on a deep level. How men meet women. Let's talk about this one. I find this fascinating. How many females do you know that you have not slept with? How many females do you know that you didn't have a sexual attraction to when you first met them? Like, I know that number's low, right? So obviously, with regard to the females, you're not out there trying to have guy friends. Oh yeah, he's my friend. He probably fancies you or fancied you at some stage, or you and him probably have already done a thing. Let's be honest, do you get me? It doesn't really happen that often that you will find men and women are in a relationship without anything intimate going on or without any intimate intentions. Because you got a man looking at breast and batty, and you got a woman thinking, oh my God, how big is his penis? Because that's what we think about. That's the truth. Do you get me? Anyway, yeah, so that's how we first meet. So then we have, what is it, physical attraction? What is it, your sister's friend, your brother's friend, your cousin's friend? Oh, you met this guy through blah, blah. Oh, you met this guy through blah, blah. Oh, you was walking down the street and you met this guy. Oh, this guy, oh, this guy, oh, this guy, oh, this girl. It's constant. It does not stop, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship or not. Because the only other people that you're going to meet are men or women. So if you're married and you go down the road and you meet a female, it doesn't mean that obviously you and them are going to have a thing. You just met a person, another individual, because that's what we do. We never stop meeting people. We never stop interacting. We never stop making friends. Do you know what I mean? All our lives, it goes on and on and on and on and doesn't stop, literally since nursery. Anyway, just to let you know, sorry, just to go back on this topic, the majority of people think that if you want to have a child, you should stay at home and look after it. Just to let you know, the majority of people think like me. Doesn't work for you, obviously, because you want to have a child, have your career, childcare costs. But yeah, just to say that, sorry. I thought I'd add that in. Really important. Yeah, so how men meet women. Friends with men and women is a myth. It hardly ever happens. You're going to find man with man, and you're going to find women with women. And then we got the gal. Remember you lot? Yeah? The gal them that don't do nothing properly, the derogatory ones. The ones that are not letting the children see their dads. Yeah? The ones that are winding up and skinning out and spending out all your benefit money instead of looking after you gal there. You gal are making it difficult for women and ladies. We've told you this before. You know who you are as well. And you're not being put in the woman and ladies crew. You're not going there, yeah? You gal, yeah, if you want to step up and you want to get promoted and you want your name to change, then you need to step up and promote yourselves and stop getting on so galley. Do you get it? Yeah, so you got little rats. They're the gal rats, yeah, that just get on with bare foolishness when it comes to men. Slackness with regard to their body, yeah, and with regard to what they're giving up, with regard to what they're looking to put out. But I truly think that you guys are also in the same category as everybody, looking for love. You just go about it in a different way. However, it does make it a bit tricky when you meet a guy or you want to get into a serious relationship with somebody on whatever level, and he's been with you guys already. You gal them already. When he's been with you lot already, he finds it difficult now to have any standards. That's what I think anyway. That's what I have found in all the times I've been having relationships. You guys know that I had my first boyfriend when I was 14. So that was young. Yeah, he was my fella. He was a little shit, but I did manage to keep on to him. I didn't become sketty. I could have done. Obviously, we could all done. But I didn't. And I'm not sure if it was a choice. I just think it was the way my life went. I wasn't one of those girls that guys used to approach because I just didn't look. I didn't have that look. Do you know what I mean? As you know, I had picky hair. I used to wear double glazing glasses. When I was 14, I stopped wearing my glasses because I thought I was big. I couldn't see fuck all, excuse my French, when I was walking down the road. People used to say, you didn't say hello to me. I saw you on the road. I think, oh, bruv, I didn't see you. Do you get me? So, yeah, I started with boys early. And I kind of always knew I would because I'm a friendly person. So when you're friendly, that's how it is. You meet people like we were speaking about earlier. I mean, I know people, especially guys, they get into this thing where they're too friendly. And as soon as they're being too friendly, the women think they're interested in them in that intimate way. And sometimes they're not. So that's another thing that can tie you up when you're friendly. It just gives you, like I said, it puts you in more stead. You're more open to meeting people. So, yeah, that's how that is. Yeah, so as growing up, I wasn't really on that level, but I'm telling you, I used to hang around with girls. Let me tell you, bag of girls, yeah, that were as sketty as you like. And feel no way, especially the English girls. It was like a thing for them. They didn't business. They would sleep with Joe. They would sleep with Joe's brother. Then they're gone on to Tom. Tom's part of the same crew, you know, and they're probably going to marry Jeffrey. Jeffrey, Tom's brother. And everything's fine. We ain't getting away with that in our little community because we've got too many names, too many bad-minded things going on. Somebody taught me once, it's just sex. Not sure if I believe it. No, I'm not about believe it because it is true. It is just sex. But I'm not sure if I agree with it. Because out of just sex can come so many things. People can get long-term fatal diseases from just sex if they're not careful. People can have long-term flaming diseases of children if they're not careful just because of just sex. My children were laughing the other day about sex, and I was like, well, what is so funny? Because it's what produced you. It's what mummy and daddy did in order to have you. They're like, mum, don't say that. But it's true. And then you've got this situation where you might find that two people were intimate at some stage down the line, a group of people all together, those two people are in it. They've got their own partner. The other person got their own partner, children, blah, blah, blah. I think then it's just sex. Because then you can say it was just sex at the time when you two were dealing with each other. And now you're getting on with your own lives and you're both happy and you can still communicate. But you get situations where that can be a bit sticky again with regard to that whole idea of, oh, it's just sex, because you get jealous people that look at things in completely different ways. So while you're thinking it's just sex and you and the people are all mingling together, even though you used to just have sex, so what? You got a next man thinking, she used to sleep with him, blah, 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 rah, 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 and getting all emotional about it just because you and that person used to have sex. In that situation, it's just sex. So yeah, sex is a weird one. It's what brings the relationships. Do you need to have a healthy sexual relationship in order for your relationship to be happy? Is that something that you guys believe in? Or do you feel that you need to have the fundamentals in place first, and then obviously the sex is a bonus? Some people think like that. And then you get man, yeah? Like literally it is mainly men. No, I shouldn't say that because you get some women as well. Women that take drugs are usually sex addicts. Do you know that? It's really, really strange because apparently the two come hand in hand. Like literally, they have the sex to get the drugs. And apparently sex is like an appetite as well. The more you have, the more you want. I mean, I don't know. It's all confusing. Because does that mean that when you're not hungry or when you don't have a lot of sex, you don't want a lot of sex? Does it mean that as well? So, yeah. Certain man will do anything for pum-pum. That's what I know. I've realised that. I've seen it. I have seen... You see those people that you see walking up and down with the plastic bag? It's usually some woman that's mad them. Do you know what I mean? Homelessness. And like I said, as we touched on it last week, there's not a lot of black people that are homeless. We seem to have an extended amount of sofas that we can surf on. But when you see those guys, no matter what colour they are, in the doorway, it's mainly a woman. When you see a pisshead or a drug addict, it's mainly a woman. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really weird. Whereas us women, we might get tied up over our children more than a man. It's really, really strange. Yeah, so what happens when these men and women meet now. So you meet a man. What, is he honest with you? Do you know where he's coming from? Do you know him before? Is it somebody that introduced you to somebody? Is it a friend of a friend? How does that actually work? All right, let's say it's worked. You've met this person. There's an intimate connection. It's just a connection at the moment. Nobody's done anything to go through with it. So per se. What's happening at this stage though? Are you guys being honest with each other? So for me, if I meet a man, this is what I want to hear. Hi, I'm John. I've got 6 children. I used to be an ex-alcoholic. I've been out with a couple of birds that have wound me up to the point where I've actually had to hit them. I haven't been addressed with mental health yet. I like fashion. I like to have sex. I want a full biography of this person before I get with them. I think it's fair. Yeah, and I think it's fair that I give the same. One of my lines is, hi, Marsha, I've got 4 children and 2 baby fathers. That's one of my intro lines when I meet people, because it kind of breaks down who I am. And we can get into it after that, but at least it's something. You don't want to be, why is it, okay, forget about you don't want to be, why is it that what you might find is that you're going out with somebody, why is it everything's okay at the beginning and then it starts getting sour as the things go on? Hear what I tell you why. Nobody wants to be honest. Because if I met you and I tell you straight, I don't like spaghetti, and you cook me spaghetti, that means that you're doing that intentionally without, you know that I don't like it because I've told you. But if I don't tell you, then how are you supposed to know? And then next thing, what have we got after that? We've got, everything's fine at first. How do you hide who you are for the first 3 months? How are you not exposed within day 2? How are you not exposed within minute 1? Do you know what I mean? Is it people are bad judge of characters, or you're really good at putting it on? Or that's how that person made you feel at the time, and now they don't make you feel like that at the time? Or those are the feelings that that person brings out of you, and now they bring these ones out of you? Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you get people, the same person. I will be hanging around with Mary. Mary will make me laugh. I'll be hanging around with Jane. Jane just makes me cry. Those are the feelings that Mary and Jane bring out of me. Notice that Mary and Jane aren't men or women, and I'm not lesbian, so we ain't even going down that road. I'm just talking about generally, getting on with people generally, and what people bring out of you, or what you let them bring out of you. Is it down to them, or is it down to you? Obviously, you're in control of what you're doing. So how does it all work so that things change? Like, for me, in real life, looking at it from a logical point of view, things should be changing for the better, no? No, they don't, do they? They change, they get worse as time goes on. It's a mad one, literally. So, I've met John. Me and John are good. We're going good. 3 months down the line, me and John are not going good. I've realised that John likes to leave coffee stains everywhere on my brand new wooden table. And, you know, like, they're properly stained. I can't get them out. John didn't tell me that at the beginning when I first met him. Because if John had told me that at the beginning when I first met him, I wouldn't be going out with John, because I don't like them things there. I don't want coffee stains on my table. Do you know what I mean? Me and John are going out with each other. We're 3 months down the line. I've just realised that John is a drug addict. But John, where was you taking the drugs all the time before? And how come I didn't realise? Is it because we're not looking? Because this doesn't count for men and women. You notice I haven't gone into a men and women thing. I've literally gone into a relationship thing. Because I'm not a man hater, so then I've realised that people are people all the way round. Do you know what I mean? You get women that are absolute see you next Tuesdays, bruv. And you get men that are absolute bitches. You're wondering, bruv, where's your pum-pum? But really, do you know what I mean? You know that's a man. Big Adam's apple, and he's got a dick. But the way he is behaving like a female, what is that about? Upbringing? Is it because he was brought up with his mum and his 3 sisters and his dad wasn't there? Or is it because he was brought up with in a care home and has no regard or no experience of watching anybody in a relationship? Okay, good. Anyway, I like to know what's going on beforehand. So I promote honesty when it comes to my relationships at all times. I tell people I'm not nice. Because what's the point of telling people I'm nice? No. Yeah, I can be nice. Do you know what I mean? But when it comes down to protecting myself, defending myself, and my feelings, obviously, who's nice then? Everybody will switch. Everybody's got their switching ways. Do you know what I mean? The nicest of people. In fact, the nicer your guy is, yeah, the more he will be able to switch. Is as horrible as he can be. As nice as people can be, is as awful as they can be. I really am a true believer in that. I ain't no one to, he's really nice. Bruv, everybody's got two sides to their personality. Good and bad. Do you know what I mean? How people want to balance that out is completely up to them. So yeah, I like to be honest. I like to have that honesty. I don't like to be down the line and realising that I have made a mistake. No, I haven't made no mistake, bruv. You try to trick me, innit? Try to show me that you're this and really you're that. Why are you doing that to people? What, for pum pum? You can go and get pum pum, you don't even have to talk. Just get your wallet out. You don't need to go and mash up people's life just for that. Do you know what I mean? And ladies, you don't need to be on this level where you're looking at people for their finances. Get your own damn finances, girls. Do you know what I mean? Then nobody can have you up. Listen, I knew a woman. She had a man. It was the father of her children. Then, as we were just talking about, things start going down the hill. The children are big now. She meets another fella. He comes into her life. Everything's going all right. She got rid of him. She back with the baby father. So I saw her. I said, here, what? My girl, where's blah, blah? You know what she said? I needed the housekeeping, Marsha, to get him back. That housekeeping. That's finance we're talking about there now. We're talking about actual money. Do you know what I mean? That you are putting over yourself. It happens so much. Like, literally, it's one of the most popular things to happen with you women. Like, guys, you know, if you're fat, you're short, you're bold, you need dough. Yeah, you know that. Otherwise, you ain't getting no gal. Because that's what you are, right? You gold diggers, gal, yeah? Because surely, to be a woman or a lady, you would have some independence and some dignity. And another thing I tell you, really, really important, self-worth. I keep getting my THs and my Fs mixed up. So funny. So Finale, when she was little, she used to say self. And I say, darling, it's self. Because I spent all my life telling her the THs are supposed to be pronounced with your tongue. And the Fs are But obviously, when she's smaller and she hasn't got the letters right properly, or a book's not in front of her, how's she supposed to know? Like, a book's not in front of her. How's she supposed to know? Oh, it's weird. Anyway, I keep getting it mixed up. I think that's because I have a lisp. So it's like my teeth go over or under. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so basically, what we're talking about money. You women that want to promote money and connect it to your vagina, yeah, and think that it's the same thing. Bruv, come on, be serious. Any man, yeah, that's coming to you, yeah, for short, fat and bald, bag of change in his pocket, at least make sure he's a nice person, brethren. Do you get me? Not just this, surely. Because some people, men and women, you know, they get nasty when they got money. Arrogance takes over. Do you think they care about your feelings, about anything to do with hygiene, manners, anything like that? No, their dough will see them through. Do you know what I mean? Their dough will get you where you need to be. I know a man right now, yeah, goes to work every day. He never used to work. He used to be a man of leisure. He used to be a bit of a hustler, actually, thinking to himself that, oh, I've got 10 grand here, I can invest it and make 20. Don't really have to go to work and rinse out myself and do this modern day slavery thing, because then I'll have time and I'll be able to preserve my health. He used to be like that. Man switch, boy. Man switch. There's a combination by man switch. Pum pum and money. I've made man switch. I've never seen a switch like it in my whole life. Man gets up every day, goes to work. Comes home from work, goes to bed so he can go to work again. Because the pum-pum and the money are holding him up so much. That's what's motivating him. Disgusting. I'm disgusted. Because as a person, your whole mindset has changed. Because of money and pum-pum. In fact, you know what? Money and pum-pum make the world go round. Because we need the women obviously, to keep reproducing. And we need the money to take care of the women to make them keep reproducing. It's a bloody nightmare. Honestly, I can't believe what the world's come to. Literally. Because that's what we're dealing with. Like, have you got a car? What car is it? What reg is it? Do you not have foot of your own and means and resources to take your own driving test and get your own car? Because that's what's going to hold you. Yeah? Yeah, I went out with this guy and, yeah, he made me pay. No one made you pay. Did you eat the food? You pay for your own things. Do you get me? And even if you can pay for his, so what? Do you know what I mean? Because when he's paying for yours, what do you think he wants at the end of the night? What do you think he's looking for a meal? How much would the meal cost? Let's say a Nando's. 50 quid. If you get one of those sharing platters, couple of drinks. Do you know what I mean? 50, 60 quid for a bit of pum-pum. Right, okay. Prostitution. Let's talk about that. So I know a lady that says they're knocking my door for a bowl of sugar, even though they got a man in their bed. Do you get that? Because I do. I think it's brilliant. They're knocking my door for a bowl of sugar, even though they've got man in their bed. This lady that told me that, she is a prostitute. So what she does, she appreciates the hustle and understands the worth of her vagina. Because here what? You girls, us women, we're not even going in a gag category now. We're all in the same boat with this one. We're giving it away for free every night. So who's the dickhead? Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand. Well, obviously I understand, but you don't need to understand. Let's try and work it out. Yeah, prostitution. Who's got a problem with prostitution? I have no problem with prostitution. I think prostitution is a great career. Do you know what I mean? If I had the confidence, or if I had what it takes, I wouldn't mind getting into a bit of it myself. Because what? Like I just said, every single one of us, night after night after night, are giving it away for free. Do the maths. Do you get me? Anyway, you know my views on prostitution. I'm like that about most hustles, actually. Stripping, pole dancing. At one stage, it was my ambition to be a pole dancer. In fact, it still isn't my ambition to be a pole dancer. Whether I'll be able to get on the pole or not is a different matter. But literally, that kind of thing actually interests me because it's artistic. It's the same kind of service that you're offering. It's no different to the service I'm offering you guys now, except for I'm sitting here with my clothes on. Do you know what I mean? Which is boring compared to if I didn't have my clothes on and I was up on some pole swinging around. Wouldn't that be much more interesting? I'm sure it would. But yeah, those kind of hustles I have no objections to at all. And there'll be bare people being judgmental, saying what they got to say about all that kind of stuff. That's nasty, man. That's nasty. Hear what's nasty. It's nasty when your man comes round, he's been to his next girl's house, comes round, deals with you, no condom, yeah, and leaves you where he leaves you with no money. That's nasty and dumb. Do you get me? So, yeah, let's not be judgmental. Let's not do no name throwing because we've all got our circumstances. Yeah, so we spoke about Bridget Jones last week, didn't we? We kind of touched on her, and I just gave you a little bit of a zigzag of what I think about her. Bridget Jones is a scat, and I so mean it. But hear what Bridget Jones represents. She represents British white women, which I just find so hilarious. With all their money and all their education and all their, getting rinsed. Do you know what I mean? By Tom, Dick, and Harry. And that's what Bridget Jones is representing and making it all right. We don't have a representative like that, do we? We don't have a Bridget Jones representative making us look good. Do you know what I mean? No, we got to put up with names like sket, slag, later, man, you're slack, this and that, rare. Because we don't think about what we're saying. Do you know what I mean? We don't think about the concept of exactly what's going on. We're all looking for love. You got to kiss a lot of frogs. Do you know what I mean? So how are you supposed to do it if you stay in your house and you don't go out with anybody? The minute you start going out with somebody, don't even make it even worse if you've got a child and a baby father. That's it. You're done with. Your reputation, as far as the people on the road are concerned, is ruined. Not true. Do you know what I mean? You got your little self-worth. That's all you need. Make sure you hold on to it. Don't let anybody take it away from you. Even if you lose it, go back and get it. because it's yours and you deserve it. Every single bit of it. Because if you're not looking at yourself like you're worth it, and you're not looking at yourself like you're to be loved and like you are lovely, then nobody else is going to. So you got to project that energy, yeah? Self-worth, 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 self-worth. Don't stop preaching self-worth to yourself. Do you know who I love the most? Me. I'm not joking. Me, myself personally, I think I am the funniest person in the world. I don't think I'm that great good looking. That's because I'm a person of reality. But I do my best to have a good body. I know for a fact I've got good skin because it was inherited. I trained my brain to be educated and have the things in it that I want in it rather than being brainwashed. Do you know what I mean? I love myself the most. So when it comes to my personal relationships, I don't mind giving a bit of love. I've got a bit of love spare. But try know, people, that if you want happiness and you want to find love, yeah, and you want to be loved, you have to love yourself the most first. Every inch of you. I know some of you are out there changing stuff about yourselves. I don't disagree to that because it's up to you. You do what you want if it makes you happy. But if it doesn't make you happy and it's been regretful and a waste of time, then I'm sorry for you, brethren. I'm sorry for that. Do you get me? Because you went out of your way to make that happen for yourself. And nobody can really help you with that. Sorry. But yeah, I love myself the most. So therefore, I'm able to offer love. I'm really proud of that. I think that I am excellent at relationships. Well, I would do, wouldn't I? No, I think I'm really good at relationships. No, honestly, if a man was to go out with me, he's one lucky brother. Because I'm so attentive. I'm so thoughtful. I'm so considerate. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want back as well. Hard to find. Not impossible. I've had some great relationships. I've had some really good relationships. I've had a few sad love stories, which is quite cool. Do you know what I mean? To have sad love stories. That's cool. I'm happy with that as well. That's all right. And I've not had my heart broken before. I've never been dumped and I've never been cheated on. That's my little thing, what I say for myself. Don't get me wrong. I've been with drug addicts. I've been in mental abuse. I've been in physical abuse. I've had different issues. So there are experiences that I'm not sure about. But this is what I know for damn sure. I ain't sharing my man. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not sharing my man willingly. I don't mind if it's willingly and you're telling me, here, what, I got a next chick down the road, you know, and I know about it. What we going to do? Do you know what I mean? It's better than not knowing. And there's a man shortage, so all these things need to be considered. There's always been a man shortage. Remember that tune? Man shortage. Literally, that tune summed it up. That tune was early 90s. And it summed it up because there is a man shortage. I think it is a ratio of 3 women to every man worldwide. So then you're going to have to accept certain things, isn't it? And then obviously we've got the ones in jail and then we've got the gay people that are not interested in wet vagina at all. Which is good because then we've got some lesbians who are not interested in penis even though most of them have got children already. What is that? There's very few lesbians you're going to meet, you know, that have not had an experience with a man. But there are men that will never and have never gone near a woman. That's weird, isn't it? But yeah, because I think we've discussed this before. I have a cousin who's gay and she literally just goes out with bisexual women that already have children. And who was I speaking to the other day? They were having a baby. Oh my days. Literally, I was speaking to somebody, a gay couple, and they're having a baby. So the woman has been injected with the eggs. No, hold on. How does it go? The person who's not pregnant has given their eggs to the person that is pregnant, that is going to be pregnant. So that person's eggs, so their real genes of who they look like and all the rest of it, because they had their eggs frozen. I don't know these people and their complications here. Blah, blah. They had their eggs frozen. They'd now been inserted into the woman who's pregnant. I don't know where she got sperm from. I can't say, I'm not sure. But they're having a baby. And I know another girl who lives down the end where I live. She has a baby, but she's never been pregnant. Literally. And I've never seen her with a man. So these things, man. And there's another one as well that I know. My mate's daughter. She's never been pregnant. She has a child, Tallulah. Tallulah is the child's name. Yeah, it's weird, you guys, because you guys are going against the grain. You guys ain't having relationships. You guys ain't getting yourself into the problems. You guys ain't the childcare costs and this and that. Rare. You're not in it. You're doing your own thing. They always said there would be a time in this world where women would be able to have children without being pregnant, because we're not talking about adopting. I think one of the people I'm talking about, the one with Tallulah, she actually had a pregnancy. The other one down the end of the hall didn't have a pregnancy. And then the lesbian couple, of course, are going to have a pregnancy. And you get gay men that are pregnant. No, they don't get pregnant. That want to have babies, and they have babies, they adopt. All part of your relationship, isn't it? Progression of your relationship, having children, moving in together, buying a house. Do you know what I mean? All relationship-related issues. It's really, really funny. The children, we're not going to talk about the children because we know that they're a different entity, even though obviously they're involved because they're a production of the sex. But the pain. I think on my first series, I explained to you guys that I didn't even know that love and pain came hand in hand because I ain't in the love thing too much. You get me? That thing to me, that vulnerability of giving that love is a new thing for me. I've always kept it to myself. So I've realised that I will be continuing to keep it to myself. I don't like pain. That's what I've realised. I mean, I like it, but I don't know how you girls do it. I don't know how you women do it. Do you know, by the way, there are women that are suited for men that want to have affairs. Because you women are built for that. I'm not even going to call you guys gyal. Because you're almost like a service provider. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we might be having a lot more rapes, a lot more abuse, sexual abuse, like child sexual abuse. Because I'm not being funny. I think that every culture has its crime. And for us, black British community and black people in general, our crime is not paedophilia. Our crime is not usually rape. Don't get me wrong, obviously there are black paedophiles and black rapists. We're not even going in that conversation. Don't get silly and don't get pedantic. What I am saying is that usually, and it just is, it's a fact, white man's thing. Do you get me? I think what it is with us, in our place where we live, back home and stuff, it's more allowed in the sense. So it's not like, as much as it is illegal, nobody's complaining about it. I'll tell you what happened to me. I'll give you my only sexual experience, sexual abuse experience. The same way like I gave you my mental health experience, yeah? So, I'm about Finale's age, maybe a bit younger, maybe about 10 or 9. Anyway, VHS recorders were in fashion. I think they just come in because my uncle, who was quite high on technology at the time, had one in his room. And Match of the Day used to come on. I think I told you before, my uncle's a pub people. So on Saturday night, they're out at the pub. Match of the Day starts at 10:30. Still does, after the news on BBC One, yeah? Isn't that funny that that's just not changed? Yeah, after the news. So I'm to record Match of the Day because these times here, we ain't got playback TV and all that catch up. We ain't got that, yeah? It's all about you need a VHS video. You need to press the play and record buttons together, I think it was, in order to record the programme. So my uncle's asked me to do that because it's Saturday night. I'm happy to do that. 2-2s now. It's me and my grandma at home because my granddad's out gallivanting. My two uncles are out at the pub. And it's my grandma and I home. And I'm not sure if I told you, but my gran is a secret alcoholic, yeah? So on Saturday nights, yeah, it's all about merry times. No one's in. It's just me and her. My girl's on her bells, boy. Her quarter bells that she buys. Doorbell rings. It's my cousin. Yeah, his name's Johnson. Oh, this is so funny, this story. His name's Johnson. He's come round with his bird, Sally. Yeah, they've come round. Sally's gone in the front room, like she does, to talk to my gran. And Johnson's in the kitchen with me, because I'm a kitchen girl. We had a new fitted kitchen. Like, we were one of those black people, yeah, with a house on a road with a mortgage with a new fitted kitchen. Like, they just got it fitted. It was awful. It was brown and orange with orange tiles and stuff. When I say it was awful, at the time, it was crisp, brand new. Modern day times, no, you wouldn't have that in your yard. Anyway, I'm in the kitchen. Old Johnson's come in the kitchen to greet me like he does, and I've given him a kiss and a cuddle like I usually do. My man stuck his tongue down my throat, literally. So I was like, what are you doing? Get off. That was it. Didn't think anything of it, just left it. So now the time has come for me to go upstairs and do my video recording for my uncles. So I've gone upstairs to do the video recording. Who's following me? He's following me up the stairs. I've gone in the bedroom to do the thing. I'm sitting on the bed doing my thing. He's come in, sat on the bed. I can't remember exactly how the movement went, but this is the end result. He basically tried to put his hands down my vagina. Good. So after he's done that, I pushed him off or whatever, and I've gone downstairs and just told Sally and my gran exactly what's gone on. Because for as long as I can remember and as long as I've been able to speak, I've been promoting honesty. I don't know who, nobody's ever told me, don't say that, or shut up, or be quiet. For what? Do you know what I mean? I ain't telling no lies. Anyway, I've gone downstairs and I've said, just like this, Johnson just put his hands down my fanny. His girlfriend looked at me and called me a slag. Right, yeah. And my gran, like, literally is sitting there with her half-drunk self, almost wanting to live in denial. So I've just left them to it. I've got on the phone. I've gone in the kitchen again. Got on the phone. I've rang my mum because, you know, my mum, she's like in agreement with me because she knows him. That's her cousin. Do you know what I mean? I've rang his sister. She's like, yeah, basically, she's got a daughter that she would never leave with him. Da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's it. That's my experience of blah, 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 blah. So for me, I got over that straight away. I haven't had to live with it. But I know there's 70% of us females out there who have been sexually abused, every single one of us. Yeah, there's only the 30% who've never been touched. Lucky for you. And some of us have lived with it all our lives. Some of us have never spoken about it. Some of us spoke about it in adult life. And some of us have never, ever, ever gotten over it. So it's a massive, massive thing. Yeah, that's my experience of it. It stopped and it started there. That man's name is now Nonson. No one calls him Johnson. His name is Nonson. Got a terrible reputation in my family. Absolutely disgusting. He comes to hardly any family gatherings or anything. But here's the problem. He has a daughter. That Sally Bird, who called me a slag, she produced a daughter. Say no more. Yeah, so the pain of relationships, the pain. So I didn't get into relationships on a level where I have to fall in love. I haven't done it often, becoming a like peeing brethren. Yeah? We know that the love comes with feelings. It's only recently in my last relationship that I even realised that I had any feelings. Before I just dismissed my feelings. Feelings what? The feelings about how I feel. That's all that's important, because how you feel is your problem. But not realising that feelings make people have certain reactions. Depending on how you feel will reflect on your whole day and everybody else's, depending on how powerful you are and how strong your feelings are. Taking me all these years to realise this, you know, brethren. So if it's taken me all these years to realise this, where are you lot with it all? Where do you stand with it? You in touch with your feelings? Do you talk about your feelings? Do you know that you have feelings? Are you able to put your feelings into categories and deal with them accordingly? I've struggled with that my whole entire time because I've just ignored them. Later, do I like this guy enough to miss something that I'm doing and sacrifice that for him? No, that's never happened before. Recently, yes. But you know what? I don't actually like it anyway. Because what I've realised is that unless me and you are staying together for the rest of our lives and you got my back and I've got yours and that's all we're really interested in, then why would I? Do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously, don't forget, I love myself. So then why am I now dashing out, dishing out, dishing out, dishing out this, contribute, dishing out, dishing out, dishing out, dishing out to get what back? Nah, brethren. And I'm not telling you lot what to do, you know, but the self-worth, yeah, should make you know what to do. Because when you've got the self-worth, obviously all you're doing, first and foremost, is thinking about you. Then you can act accordingly. Good. Somebody told me that the more relationships you have, the better you get. What do you reckon? I am indecisive because of recovery. Recovery takes a lot out of you. So when you start as young as I did, don't forget, 14, my first relationship for a whole year, and all the things that I went through with it, the physical abuse, the domestic violence, the not so much sexual abuse, but there was a lot of that. There was a lot of sex going on. Whether it was abusive or not, I wouldn't even know, because my first experiences with it all. No, I don't think it was abusive. I don't think it was, because I think that it would have affected me in a way long term, which it hasn't done, because I don't hate men. Do you know what I mean? I just don't do that. Even though my first man would have made any woman hate men. I just don't bother. Do you know why as well? Because I got a dad, innit? You know when you love your dad? Yeah, there's no reason to hate men, because he can kind of revive everything for you and restore your faith. And my dad was a bastard, because he had 8 baby mothers, didn't he? So he wasn't even the kind of man that you should really love. But what is it they say about your parents? Like, for me, my dad was like my first man. The first man I ever loved. The first person I ever thought, yeah, I like what he's wearing. I like what he says. I like everything about him. So, and it's funny because all my men after that have been nothing like my dad. And I've made sure they've been nothing like my dad. Because for me, my dad is my dad. And to go out with somebody that was like my dad kind of seems incestuous. But apparently that's the way that naturally it goes. Like, I won't go out with anybody older than me, because I have an uncle who is 8 years younger than me, older than me, only 8 years, which is nowhere near a generation, and he's the living old cruff. So in my mind, why am I going to go with somebody that's near his age group? Obviously, they're going to be like him. So I go out with younger guys. Do you know what I mean? Like my last relationship, the fella was 44. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ. What difference that make? 44, age is just a number. The man like a 60-year-old, fam. Proper old geezer. Proper moany. Like, getting a big belly and all that. Big bellies. What about big bellies, girls? What do we think about big bellies? Big bellies have uses. Sexual uses. All women know what they are. We're not going to get into it. Even though they're really unattractive. I mean, it's just crazy. Because when the man's got his clothes on and his belly's busting out later, even though some women like that, it's cute. You see when he's got his clothes off and you and him are lying down and he's on top of you in that belly and it's rubbing where it's not rubbing, where, and blah, blah, blah. It all gets a bit juicy and you start finding big bellies attractive. And then your whole concept of things change. And that's how things change. And that's how people don't stay the same, because they realise new benefits to things they didn't like. How about that? Because it's always what's in it for us, isn't it? What's in it for me? Some people have standards. They want a lot. Some people don't want a lot. Some people don't even want anything. They know what's in it for them, but you don't even know what it is that you've got for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. The more relationships you have, the better you get at them. Yeah, so the recovery, that's what we was talking about. I find that recovering after relationships takes a lot out of you, because, first of all, depending on how the relationship came to an end, then you have to decide, really, you're wondering why. Do you know what I mean? Why? At what stage is it that people decide to stay together forever, get married, have children, and never ever part? Amazing. Amazing. My gran and granddad stayed together their whole lives, even though, hear the joke, my man had an affair for 32 years. Do you know what I mean? 32 years. That other woman was his other woman. You got man having 32 relationships as well as the one that they've got in a year. Do you get me? You got the other way. How are you people doing this, fam? Hear what I heard as well. Too much sex bucks up your back when you're older. Like, so for the men, that all that walking and that whining and that whining and that whining, mine, you know. Because apparently it bucks up your back when you get older, like limping. Nobody wants to admit it's the gal that done that to them. But yeah, so relationships cause all these things, you know. We ain't come off the subject of relationships yet. We're still on it with all these aspects. Do you know what I mean? It's a vast subject, people. And the best relationship you can have is with yourself. You're happy. You're bound to reflect that happiness onto other people. I think it's really challenging to expect somebody to make you happy if you're not happy. And almost unfair on that person to even think about doing something like that. Some people want to come and think they can make you happy because they're so damn controlling. They think they're it. They think that with their money and their arrogance that is going to make you happy. You got all kinds of angles of it, really. But I'm telling you, mainstream angle, yeah, main thing, inside happiness, inner, all within yourself. Make yourself happy. I make myself happy every day. Do you know what I mean? By doing things I like, by doing things that please me. Do you get me? Because that's all it takes. We're all going around doing things that don't please us, doing things to please other people. That is your key to unhappiness, by the way. Because you will never be genuine to yourself and others. No one will ever take you seriously because you're just going around people pleasing. Yeah? I've just come out of that situation now where somebody that wants to people please all the time will eventually explode, and you will see a different side to them because there's going to be a time they don't want to please you again. Because while they're pleasing you, you're not appreciating the pleasing in the way they want you to appreciate it. Because everything's got to be done on that level when you're dealing with controlling people. It's not about, do you need some help? It's about, this is the help I'm going to give you. That's controlling people. Those things don't make you happy. They don't even make the people that are doing it happy. Let me tell you that now. Those people within are very unhappy. And that's where they need to go back and start again. It all starts from within. I don't even know where you're going trying to offer people stuff that you haven't even got for yourself, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Later. Like, nobody's interested in that. And waste man talk. Where did this talk come from? Waste man. Where did that come from? And what does it mean? This is my idea of a waste man. Somebody that wastes stuff. So you could have a whole person there. Do you know what I mean? Which could be a woman or a man that you really into and that you really like. And because you're so dumb and stupid and you can't really appreciate things for what they are, you waste that person and you make them run away from you. Do you know what I mean? A waste man to me is a man that will have a bag of money in his pocket and not spending it on anything constructive. He's just wasted that dough out. Do you know what I mean? A waste man to me is a man that wears his jeans to work when he works on a building site. Do you know what I mean? You're wasting out your jeans, yeah, so that you need to go to work to go and buy more jeans because the ones that you've got on a mash up. Right? Waste man, is that whatless? Is that what we used to call whatless? We've just changed it into waste man. Whatless, that's another one. Worthless. We've changed it obviously because of a pronunciation, but worthless. Are you hearing that? Nobody's worthless. We've all got something going on with us. Even if it doesn't help the person that you're dealing with at the time, do you know what I mean? You might find you go down the road and you're really useful to somebody else. Don't let no one tell you that you're worthless, bruv. Don't let no one tell you that you're a waste man. They're damn rude. Waste man, you're gal and you're mumma. I don't like them little expressions there. They're not nice. And they're not necessary. They don't mean anything, basically. Do you know what I mean? They don't mean anything. They only mean something to the person that said it to you at the time because whatever you done to them, they didn't like it. Do you get me? Or they didn't get their own way, or you didn't give them what they wanted, whatever. Insults. And what about, this is the last one, about relationships, and it's one that you lot are going to resonate with so nicely. What about when your brethren dishes you for pum-pum, or your girlfriend has got a man and you don't see her no more? And she's changed. She never used to be like that. What about them ones? You get me? What is that about? Is that about sex? Is it about company? Is it about finance? Is it about insecurity? Do you know what I mean? Because you and your friend are rolling good every day. And not even every day, but you know that's your ride or die. That you know that person's there for you. You know if you need a tenner, you can get a tenner off that person. You know if you need a Zoot, if you need a Rizzler, you need a cup of sugar. Do you know what I mean? Even if that person lives 5 miles down the road, you know that person's coming. I'm coming, blood. I'm on my way. You get it? Until he gets a girl. Or until she gets her man. Oh, my days. What about this one then? What about the one when you're at home, you got your children, you're on your own, but you find a man and your children do not like him? Oh, my days. And it's not even your children. Say it's the eldest child now that does not like this man. Ruining your happiness because of your child. And your child's like, say your child's 17. 17, you bring a man into the yard, yeah? But yeah, and you mind how you're bringing the man in, you know? Because some of you are bringing him in full force. Some of you are bringing him with his bag. Do you get me? You ain't even introduced him to the youths yet, but a man coming in with the bag, like he come to stay at a hotel. Hotel only 1 or 2 nights, you know? How long you staying for, Jed? Anyway, so the approach is important, by the way, ladies. Yeah? I'm not going to gal you lot because you lot are trying. You lot are looking for love. You lot have got the yard. You lot have got the children in it. Yeah? Not sure where the dads are, but we're not getting into it. We're giving you a woman title today, even if you was a gal 5 minutes ago, and it had whatever. So, yeah, the approach is important. You can't just bring the man with the bag and the children haven't met him and expect everything to go right. You have to do the intro, the this, the that, the blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the man comes. Come, man. Sit down, innit? Do you want some food? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. This is blah, blah. Oh, yeah, this is Susan. Yeah, this is my daughter, Lexi. This is my son. Yeah, brilliant. Good. You're happy, you know, because you've got that inner happiness. Do you get me? You've got your self-worth on. Do you know what I mean? And now you found a man. The youth don't like him. And not only does the youth not like him, the youth is letting them know they don't like him. So it's making you look bad now, like you brought up your youths with no manners. Do you get me? And next thing, the man's going to leave. He is going to leave. And before he leaves, he's going to tell you that he's leaving. He's going to tell you to fix up your child before you leave. What position are you being put in here? It's horrible, isn't it? See, I haven't been in that position yet. Because after children, I haven't had that many relationships because I haven't had time, basically. But the ones that I have had have gone all right, in the sense of my last relationship. One of my daughters didn't like the guy, but I was lucky enough that I brought her up properly. She wasn't disrespectful towards him, and not that I brought her up properly. She has something about herself that wouldn't let her be disrespectful towards him, because that might not have anything to do with the way I brought her up. Because I'm not even saying that you lot aren't bringing up your people properly. The children have their own mind. Yeah, so I was lucky that my daughter, Winter, it was actually, Miss Bougie, I was lucky that she wasn't vocal towards this person. That was just fortunate for me, because if she was, I'd still have to deal with it. Because at the end of the day, she's got her opinion. Right, anyway, yeah, you got your brethren dissing, you got the dissing mates for sex. So everybody's been in the situation where it's time to go raving. It's time to go out. Everyone's got their ticket. Everyone's dressed. One of your friends isn't going because of their man. Like, so Cairo, he is the worst for this. No, Toby's not coming. His girl got him on lock. Like, man doesn't stop singing that song. You are not allowed to have a girlfriend that tells you one single thing in this day and age with these children. And you've got these young girls that hate men. 18, 17, 19, 20-year-old girls that hate men. Some of them are virgins. And I know that for a fact because they're my son's friends. They hate men already. Guys, come on. You can't have these girls hating you like this. You ain't even done them nothing yet. They're just watching your profile, watching how you move, and they don't like it. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I ain't got much else to say. I think I've said it all. It's been really good today. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's been much more refreshing, much more relaxed than some of my other series. I think I had a series a couple of weeks ago. I was so passionate is the word, but I was actually almost mad. Do you know what I mean? With you guys and the way I feel about the situation when it comes to the dad one, and the working one. I don't like all this stuff. I like it. Anyway, I'm gone, people. I didn't tell you before. Like and subscribe. Yeah?